Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to introduce over 8 new characters in this story that will be used in a way in order to evolve the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey in Episode 9 by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one element of Episode 9 that a lot of people are looking forward to is, of course, exactly how many of the new characters are going to be utilized with their interactions between both Rey, Kylo Ren, Lando, Leia, Poe, Finn, you name it. Now, one of the new characters that I believe a lot of people out there, including myself, am really looking forward to is, of course, the new villain, also known as the Dark Acolyte, also known as Vance, that's going to have a significant role in the third act of the film. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of both Kylo Ren and Rey wielding opposite lightsabers, where Rey has Kylo's and Kylo's has Rey's, where they are both in a standoff against the Dark Acolyte, also known as Vance. It's described that the villain is wielding an ignited crimson lightsaber, where he is delivering dialogue to Rey and Kylo. It's said to be a sequence where the villain reveals to Rey that he has not only been watching over Kylo since his birth, but also Rey from the day she was born, and that Rey reveals that she also felt and always felt some kind of darkness lurking over her on Jakku, and that now it all makes sense to her. The next describes Rey appearing to be scared of Vance, where it said that he also reveals that he has a power that exceeds the power of the dark side, and that J.J. Abrams is aiming to create a new medium of power within the Star Wars universe that will make the villain the most powerful and menacing one out there in the entire franchise. Vance is described to have the power of the spirit of Sidious, and that Sidious takes over his body at will. Additionally, the villain reveals that he knows the origins of the Skywalkers and how they really all started, and that the truth would not sit well with Kylo Ren. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this because I gotta say, one of the big things that I'm really looking forward to, The Rise of Skywalker, that I personally believe will very well make up for Luke Skywalker not being alive so far from what it seems, is of course the new villain going up against our heroes and our villains, both Rey and Kylo Ren. And I think what I like about this so much is that we've never seen a 2-on-1 lightsaber duel in, of course, a Star Wars movie since Revenge of the Sith. Something that we really do need, I believe, in a Star Wars movie, since this is the final installment of the Skywalker saga. You know, you really have to pull this off correctly. So I want to go over what Vance reveals to, of course, Rey and Kylo Ren, is that he has been not only watching over Kylo Ren since his birth, but also Rey, and that Rey reveals to Kylo Ren that she actually felt a darkness lurking over her during her time on Jakku, and that all of this makes sense now. So like I said, guys, we do know that Palpatine had a great interest in, of course, the world of Jakku. He even had the Jakku Observatory on there. He had a testing site over there. If you guys read some of the books like Aftermath and Empire's End, etc., what I like about that so much is that it really does fill in the gaps in between the sequels and the originals. Now, this new villain also goes on to describe to Rey and Kylo Ren that he knows the true origins of the Skywalker family and exactly how it all started, and that the truth is not going to work well with Kylo Ren in Episode 9 in the third act. So this really does raise a lot of questions. The Rise of Skywalker, we do know that there are at least more than 3 different meanings of the title in this movie by JJ, and that one of those meanings are going to have a huge saga-wide implication. Now, how crazy would it be if Palpatine ended up being the true first Skywalker, the one who created the Skywalkers in a sense? After all, this was hinted at in one of the Darth Vader comics when he initiated the birth of Anakin Skywalker through Shmi. Though that was in the form of a vision in the spiritual realm for Darth Vader, it still, you know, is a murky thing to really look at here. So the other thing that I want to go over is, of course, the new villain, also known as Vance, also holds the power of the spirit of Sidious. Now, we've been hearing this on and off that the spirit of Sidious is going to be the main focus of how Darth Plagueis, or should I say Darth Sidious, will be used in Episode 9. And what I like about that is that this is basically them borrowing elements from Dark Empire and creating their own little spin on things here. So not only do I find it very creepy and strange that the new villain has actually been watching over Rey and Kylo Ren since their birth, but it really does make one wonder exactly why was he watching over them for so long. Now, exactly how long was Vance and connected to Palpatine's spirit? That's another big question open on the table for discussion for sure. And I think that what J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are really trying to do is they're really trying to create an authentic story in order to really make Palpatine and this new villain feel like the most powerful villain of all time, since J.J. aims to create a different medium of power that exceeds the dark side of the Force. Now, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.